Oh boy, here we are again. 247comics.com. This is Carl Choi, publisher and co-founder of 247 Comics, here to bring you another live stream showcasing a very, very special day. Today is the official launch of Heroes Be Damned, our fourth title at 247 Comics. For those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, we are a creator-led venture. We are very excited about everyone that's going to be on our stream today. But someone to be very excited about, I'm personally super excited about, because his name has magic in it, but he's never done magic for us. And so today we will bring on our beloved and my co-host for today, Magic Nate. What's up, Magic Nate? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Carl? And hello, everybody watching. Good morning, you saucy nuggets. I am so stoked for today. It is launch day.
Yeah, he's had some cosmetic surgery since we last saw him, so you might know
Mhm.
that there was a bit of a hairdo. And when I saw it this morning, I was like, "Man, this is you. This is you, Nate."
Yep, this is just it all the way. I got a little something here for now. We're just gonna roll with it. And today throughout the stream, you folks are gonna be able to interact with us, and we're gonna have a great time talking about the launch of Heroes Be Damned. And yes, I'll be doing a little bit of magic a little bit later on as we go throughout this stream. But I'm stoked. How are you feeling, Carl, about this?
I feel good. I mean, I'm sure we'll share kind of the origin story. But Vince was someone that I discovered through my art collecting community. He was a really involved, commission artist, and people were just buzzing about him. People were sharing about, his art. And to me, the core of comics and why we love this medium so much is the visual storytelling. And so, in reaching out to him, I was surprised to find that he had this whole world that he's been designing and working on for years, and ultimately just needed a venue to launch. And so we were lucky enough to walk alongside Vince through the process, and we'll share more of how that evolved. But speaking of what Nate said, interaction, if you're watching now, feel free to like and subscribe below. Share this link with a friend and get your friends in here, folks. And then if you have any questions for our guests or for us or about Heroes Be Damned, feel free to chime in on our chat as well. It's around 8:03 right now, PST, and we're going to launch and 9 a.m. PST. So basically, you guys will be here to witness the live launch of Heroes Be Damned Kickstarter.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for it. And throughout today's unscheduled broadcast, we're going to be having special guests on. We're going to be doing some giveaways, which is going to be stoked. I'm stoked about. That way, you guys can have stuff from us, and you can collect and own some amazing pieces of 24/7 comics. And we're just going to have a great time. I am so unbelievably excited about this.
I mean, it's a party this morning, so I know we got, we got Paul, we got Kevin, we got Howard, we got a lot of special guests here today. And so, without further ado, I mean, we should actually dive into it. We don't have a ton of time before launch, but we should definitely talk about the campaign itself. Heroes Be Damned, created by Vince Sunico, Nicholas Luki, and Mr. Terry Kavanagh himself. And so, we'll be diving deep into this. We have a deck prepared by Jane, OMG right here. Jane, thank you for all your hard work. All the beautiful graphics you see is because of her. And so, we'll kind of start with, why don't we start with Mr. Vince Sunico himself? What's up, Vince?
Hey,
Welcome,
what's
welcome.
up? How's it going, guys?
Great, and you?
I am good. I'm here for the magic trick, so and
No other
and,
reason.
he was be damned, of course.
Well, I
Naturally.
mean, look, Vince, this has been a long time coming. I mean, it's almost like
Yeah.
a decade since you, been working on this. How are you feeling, man? It's kind of a crazy journey.
I'm excited, man. Crazy journey, yeah. So very excited.
So, for those who may not know who you are, would you mind giving a quick share as to your artistic journey and how you came to be today?
Oh, I've been drawing since like, as far as I can remember. Just enjoyed like comic books along the way. Everything from like, I think Spider-Man was my favorite character growing up, and then followed by other characters like just yesterday we were just talking about like Grandizer was like an anime that I just loved. But then over the years, I've gone into like the whole convention scene and trying to get my name out, but at the same time, just like drawing, just keep on drawing, and at the same time having a story being built at the same time. Right? And just over the years, it's just come with this one particular story. Originally, it was called Loath, but it was still a working name. And I was working with a good friend of mine, Nicholas Lukic. Apparently, he couldn't join us right now because right now he's just on major projects right now. So he's been pretty busy. So it would have been nice, but I get it. There he is. Hey there.
Yeah, tell us a little about Nick.
Oh, he is a gentleman. Is the best way to put it. But then, you know what? He was more into like writing. And then in the beginning, when putting the whole book together, I had no knowledge of writing at all. But Nick had some bit of experience, and as we're just chatting away, he says like, "Hey, let's bring this character." And then next, we started working on this whole project together for the longest time. And then it was just going to be him and I, just thinking of like, oh, we'll just post online and maybe do like a Kickstarter. And then one day I get a message from Carl, and it just kind of rolled from there.
Yeah, it was fun. The honor of working with both you and Nick for a few years, right?
Yeah.
And over time, we felt like as much as I enjoy the process of creating comics, I had a lot to learn. I'm a first-time publisher, first-time wannabe editor. One thing I learned I wasn't very good at was editing, and so I definitely needed some help and support. And my neighbor is Brian Bucceletto. He, he's a writer on like the most recent like Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla. And when I talked to him about kind of like what we were missing, and one of the things that would often come up is editorial support. And don't get me wrong, like you guys know me, when I have a goal, I go out and do it, right? And so I think I talked to probably like at least 20 editors. And I just felt like it was really hard to find someone that vibe with how we work here. We really mean it when we say we want the creators to lead, meaning creatively, ultimately final decision is always the creator teams. But often, our job should be more of a shepherd, than a dictator. And so often when we, met with a lot of editors today, I think their point of view was very corporate in a way. And I don't blame them. I mean, they report to, Fortune 500 companies, right? And so their jobs are just in a very different mindset and what we were looking for. Then about a year and a half ago, had a chance to go WonderCon. Was supporting Mr. Jay Lee at his panel. And then all of a sudden, in the midst of it all, he shouts out this dude who walks in the back. And that dude is Mr. Terry Kavanagh. Welcome, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Terry.
Happy to be here. Very excited.
So it was cool because at the time, Jay and I were just shooting some content for him. And then, I remember Terry left a little bit early, and I turned around like, he's gone, and I chased you out, and I wanted to do a quick interview because I wanted to capture the whole kind of premise of that panel. But the more we got to know each other, I felt like it was a very organic process where I felt like, oh man, like maybe you could help us with something like this. And I think that very first project was with Vince.
Yeah. And I couldn't have been happier. When you showed me what he'd already done, I was blown away, and I was happy to be involved. And I contributed very little to the first issue at all. He had done such an excellent job on it.
Thank you, Terry. Kind.
Yeah, of course, Stan knows what Terry brings to the table. So
yeah.
For those of you who don't know Terry, Terry, talk a little bit about your journey as an editor.
I started as an assistant editor, actually a temporary assistant editor, Ralph Macchio, when his assistant was out sick for a while. Then they sort of kept me around Marvel. I became the submissions editor. Then eventually Ann Nesenti, who was editing the X-Men, her assistant was leaving staff. So I started working as her assistant, which basically at Marvel in those days was an apprenticeship program. So you learned, you were in the office with the editors. You watched how they handled the creators. And as Carl mentioned earlier, I always believed that my job as an editor was to be a shepherd to the character and a butler to the creators. And, you know, if I could go and make them lunch every day so that they could just keep working, I would have done that. They wouldn't have liked what I made, but because it's not part of my skill set. But then eventually Ann left staff. I got promoted to full editor. I was editor of Marvel Comics Presents, Excalibur, Namor, as you see there. I wrote X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men, Moon Knight, Iron Man, Avengers, Web of Spider-Man, all of which was a learning process for me through it all. Marvel Comics Presents was in many ways really the crucible for me because it came out twice a month with 4 stories every issue. So I had to deal with 8 creative teams a month on that one book. It was a lot of fun, but it almost killed me. I was able to put together old talent with new talent and know that they could pick up each other's slack and bring back characters and series done by legacy creators that I enjoyed when I was younger and then bring them back to a new audience. So that's my background. We
love that. It's really cool to have been able to work with both of you on little bits of this project and just being part of the team. I am, for those of you watching, I'm kind of a comic book noob, and I'm going to my Tuesday night meetings for that, you know, just recovering from it all. But it's been really cool to actually read all the way through Heroes Be Damned, especially in the development process and getting things going and seeing the work that you guys have put into this. And Nicholas, if you're ever going to watch this, the guy with the octopus hat enjoys the work. But you guys killed it. It's great. And I am actually genuinely stoked about this.
Yeah, especially you know, when Terry talks about, you know, Marvel Comics Presents almost killing him. It may have almost killed him, but it changed my life. I felt like that series for a kid who was learning English as a second language with ADD and dyslexic, like that kind of program really engaged me in a way that really established my childhood as a reader. And so, you know, Terry, you've been through a lot, and, you know, one of the coolest things we've learned from you is all the amazing stories, like the unhinged stories that does happen once a week. And one of the very special guests that did happen, and I wish we had to spend more time with, was Mr. Howard Mackey himself. Can we bring him on and have a little hangout as well?
Come on down.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hello,
Howard Mackey.
I apologize in advance. I have bronchitis.
Oh no!
So if I cough, I'm sorry, but live with it. And we don't know how long I'll be able to hang out here. But
he also, by the way, has a little bit of a hole in his head, which he's going to bring up eventually. So I'll just.
No. I did have brain surgery a year ago. So, yeah.
Anyway. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're here. And like the power of the internet is now we're all completely immune to your cough. So don't worry about it. As needed. Don't worry about it. We're totally welcome.
But I was feeling pretty crappy last night, and I was up all night, and I actually got a chance to read the first 2 issues.
Yeah. So I mean, it's an honor.
And despite how crappy I am feeling, I really felt compelled to take Terry's invitation seriously. I have to say, if this is okay, if I could just ramble on. It doesn't matter if you say no, I'm going to ramble. Yeah. And Terry can attest to this. I never read a comic where I don't have some suggestions or, they should have done this, they should have done that. But I loved these issues. I'm absolutely a fan right now. I have to admit of your art is amazing.
Thank you so much.
I didn't know what I genuinely didn't know what I was stepping into. Terry said, hey, read this. And he's been saying for months, oh no, you really would like this. And I'm you've told me that before. And
he has no respect.
What's that?
Nothing.
I was genuinely blown away. I enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
So
thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You were somebody who when I was an editor. I was an editor at Marvel for 7 years, and then, worked as a writer for them under contract.
Yep.
I would love to have worked with you, dude.
Oh.
I mean, it just you're everything about your storytelling, the art. I am a fan of artists as storytellers, and I feel like that has sometimes drifted from the modern comics. And I don't want to
I see what you mean.
says, oh, it was better in the old days than it is now. And because I thought about it a lot while I was reading it, it's so fresh and new, but it's like you must be a fan of comics. And because it looks like you took, I'm really good friends with John Byrne, and I knew George Perez and all that, and I could see influences.
Oh yeah, from those guys, yes.
Yes, but taking it forward. And even as I was reading the story, I said this to Terry, I would see certain things that I'd say, oh yeah, that's reminiscent of this, or that's reminiscent, but always at the end of that sentence was done better. And I just, it genuinely blew me away. Terry will tell you, I'm a curmudgeon. I look for the things that are not going to grab me.
Yeah.
And this grabbed me. I can't wait to see what happens with these characters. You created a world embodied by these characters that I've genuinely invested in already.
Howard's a very tough critic, even on his own work.
Especially on my own work.
Yeah, he's a very, very tough critic. So I respect what he has to say. And he called me this morning and said exactly that. He said, I was blown away. These are amazing.
I am honored. That's awesome to hear. Thank you.
I mean, it's like I rarely pick up an issue 1 of a new comic by new creators or creators I'm not familiar with. That makes me want to grab issue 2.
Yes.
Well, I've read the first 2 issues, and I can't wait. I want to know where this story goes.
Yeah, I'm hoping with everybody will get that too.
Yeah. I'll spread the word as best as I can. But yeah, so thank you. More what I want to say to you is thank you. You helped put in front of this old jaded comic book guy some stuff that genuinely interests me.
I'm right here, Howard.
Well, I was trying to figure out if I was going to make fun of you, or should I sing your praises. But when Terry said early on he hung around after his first job at Marvel, no, it's like we couldn't get rid of the guy.
Yeah, notice that all the praise was going to Vince and nothing about Terry.
Yeah.
No, Terry. I love Terry. He's the best editor I've ever worked with.
No, and honestly, I had very little to do with those first couple of issues. They came to me complete. I made a couple of suggestions that
great suggestions.
Vince, incorporated, and I think really well. But this came to me as at least the first 3 issues basically complete.
I would suggest I'll talk shit about Terry up to as much as possible. Trust me, we've known each other for a long time. But listen to him. He is one of the best. I've worked with Terry. We were assistant editors at the same time. Then we were editors at the same time. Then we worked on projects together, separate books, or then we've done a lot of work together.
Yeah.
And Terry is one of, I'm not going to say the best, because I have a very short list. Am
I the best? Am I the best on this live stream?
Oh God, he is the best editor I've ever worked with on this live stream, and has almost white hair.
I'll take it.
I'll second that one as well. I'll second that one for sure.
He's a phenomenal story editor. This is what I was going to get to. Is that he can look at and so even when we weren't working on projects together, if I was working for somebody else, I would just call him up and say, Tara, I have something I need you to read because I think it sucks. And I would just send it to him. And he's really good about just looking at something and saying, great, what about if you do this thing? I mean, Terry was talking about he would go get people. He would make lunch for people. He literally did that for me. When you didn't make lunch, you went and bought it. When we were working on the TV show, Marvel's
really? On the Hero
Project.
TV dinners, the Costco TV dinners.
No, he went down. I don't remember what you got me, but you got some food, and we just kept working through it. But all I would say is you know this. He's got a ton of experience.
Yeah.
He's just really good at analyzing a story and figuring out the little things that will make it that much better. So
yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Howard. This is where I like to mention that over the years as an editor, I hired Howard on many things, and he never hired me to write a single thing.
And I would say, live with that and think about it.
You know, that Tom DeFalco's voice, Howard.
The thing of it is, you should live with it and think about it.
Witnessing Terry at work was really cool too, because I do feel like often folks get very nitty gritty in their editorial styles, and I think for Terry, I like that he's more of a counselor, more of like a big picture. And to me, it's always like less is more, right? Like you give them the tools that's completely necessary and let the creators do what they got to do. And often I've seen things just come into shape in much brighter and better ways than I could have imagined, because, you know, he allows the creators to have that, you know, that leadership in making those creative decisions. So I think that's very powerful in that.
What he's really good at, oh God, I hate doing this to him. What he's really good about.
Wait, I'm going to record this.
We got you, Terry. We'll do a special.
We'll clip it and put it on the interwebs for everybody.
Yeah. He's
embrace
really
the moment.
Having a conversation with you about story, making suggestions, and by the time you get out the other side of the conversation, you don't know which parts were his and which parts were yours, and he'll never bring it up later. He'll just say, "Oh yeah, that turned out really well," and that's what an editor does well. You shouldn't have an iron hand as an editor. It's more of a velvet glove.
Yeah,
and he is. He's really. I would say one of the top 2 story editors that I've ever worked with. The other one is Tom DeFalco, and I said this to Tom on the phone the other day.
Wow.
And I think that's a compliment to you, because Tom's old as dirt, for God's sake. And you know, he's been doing this forever. So anyway, but I am genuinely. I don't blow smoke. This would have been a very different conversation, or I wouldn't have been here.
He could do it out the hole in his head.
Well, there is that. I almost died a year ago because of brain, but
I mean, like, real quick, actually, I forgot to do this, but for those who may not know Howard, would you mind sharing a little bit about your journey, you know, as a writer, editor, and
oh yeah, yes, yeah. Why should they give a crap about me talking about a comic book? Okay, well, I Howard Mackey. I started working as an assistant editor, as we all do, at Marvel Comics in the 80s, because I'm old. And we, you know, I was an assistant editor for 2 years. Then I became a full editor, primarily working on actually the books that I worked as an assistant back then. Oh yeah, look, I know all these. But editing mostly the Avengers line of books, the Avengers Cap. I didn't have Cap. Avengers, Iron Man, Quasar, all that. I also did the New Universe for a short time. But then after exactly 7 years, I left staff because I had started doing some writing work and seemed to be getting some traction in this little, you know, pitch that I made for a book called Ghost Rider.
Nice.
Got accepted, and I never looked back. It just I was writing Ghost Rider and Spider-Man primarily through that time. I also, because Terry was so generous to hire me, I did a lot of features in the Marvel Comics Presents, which was great training. to learn to tell a story in 8 pages, in and out. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that paid for my house. Yeah, and so I've primarily been a comic book writer more of my life than not. So
yeah, your run on Ghost Rider was legendary.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I will tell you, I've sat next to Howard at conventions where big, beefy Hell's Angels come up with tears welling up in their eyes, saying, "You're the reason I'm a Hell's Angel today," and then showing their
You're just an old man.
showing their Ghost Rider tattoo. He never knows what to say. You're the reason I'm a Hell's Angel today. Be like, okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
I have seen Hell's Angel cry in his presence.
Since we're getting nostalgic, I want to bring another guest on. He's a friend of Vince's, Mr. Paul Lemgenko. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
What's going on, Paul?
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming to Vince's intervention.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go.
I needed it.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the lumpia obsession.
I'm addicted to lumpia.
Yeah, so Paul's an artist from Toronto as well, I believe, right? Canada.
Yeah.
And he was a guest on Vince's show, Super Sketchy. And we had a fun time, man, just looking at what he does. And, you know, he obviously has a love for Marvel, a lot of the stuff that, you know, both Terry and Howard worked on. But one of the things I highlighted was I loved how he does these year-end recaps, collages, everything that he's worked on. Because I feel like every artist should do something like this. And so wanted him to join in the party this morning. So, you know, kind of just talking about those times with Ghost Rider. I mean, any nostalgia for you, Paul, in your earlier days and seeing Howard or Terry's work?
I don't know. Well, I mean, when you were saying nostalgia earlier, it made me think of like when the earlier days when Vince was actually working on this book. And
a long time ago.
yeah, and I'm like, when is Vince gonna put a book out? So it's really good to actually see it all come together, and it's a lot bigger than I would have like imagined it would ever really be. So congrats, sir.
Thanks, man. Patience, man. It's all about the patience.
Yeah. Like, and you work so quickly, so like it's impressive how much, like how big it's actually being in this amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's been definitely a unique journey. Fun for sure. But yeah, it's been a while.
How many issues is it? Or how many issues is it releasing on the
6 in total, or 3 are releasing. But there's 6 in total. Yeah.
Right. And it sounds like everybody's been reading this book, except for me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Okay, you've been reading Vince's mind.
Buy the book.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I'm really looking forward to reading it, though. Yeah.
Well, as we welcome Paul, I mean, Howard, I know you're kind of dealing with some bronchitis stuff today.
Yes.
Yeah, feel free to hang out, but if you need to drop, feel free to drop as well.
Yeah, if I disappear, don't take it personally.
Yeah, and where can people find you, Howard? Like, where's the best place to follow you on social media, etc.?
I'm really strictly on Facebook these days. I do have Instagram, but I'm mostly a lurker. I don't do X because, you know, I don't do X.
Understood.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
look at that! When I was young.
Oh, here you go. 13 years, guys. Look at this.
Oh,
wow, we've been friends for a whole 13 years, Terry.
Well, you've been friends with me. I don't know about that.
Maybe longer, right? This is full of 13 years. Oh, my goodness.
Howard and I also have a company called, you can find us at inksmith.com. That's INKSMYTH as in inks and myth, where we do custom comics as high-end gifts for people. So Howard's the head writer, I'm the head editor, and then we use different artists depending on the project and what's appropriate for it.
Yep.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
What has been some highlights for you guys with Inksmith? It's kind of cool. We have Bladesmith. You guys have Inksmith.
Yeah. Well, that one there, Superman-y, is about my mother-in-law. So that was a lot of fun. And then the other one is about John Krasinski, the other one that's showing there. It's about John Krasinski.
Yeah.
And we go through a bunch of potential superhero identities for him. The idea being, since he hadn't been cast in a Marvel movie at that point, we got to make him the superhero he hadn't been made by Hollywood yet.
That's
so
cool.
Krasinski would work with you guys on doing this? How does that work?
No. It was a spec thing for him.
That's cool. Awesome.
Nice.
Both
Congrats.
those covers are done by Bill Sienkiewicz, by the way.
Yes, both
Yeah.
of those covers. So posted.
And Bill's name will come up a little bit later on the stream as well. So those of you who are watching and tuning in and ready for your exclusive preview, coming very soon. And so, all right, let's dive through kind of what's going to happen today. I'm going to add this to the stage. Let's see.
Wait, what about we have one more guest, don't we?
We do. Oh, he just came back. I was holding off because he wasn't at the chair. But let's just welcome Mr. Kevin Brion.
Hey.
Hey, how is it going, everybody?
So, Vince, would you mind doing the honors of introducing Mr. Kevin here?
Oh yeah, it's Kevin.
Oh, yeah, it's me. Hey.
He draws and
And that's the kind of storytelling you can expect from Vince.
There we go. Well, Kevin is known for a lot of his special effects animation.
oh yeah.
So, one thing that when he was on Super Sketchy was we reviewed some of like my personal favorites. He is very generous. He took a lot of his friends' visuals and he animated them like this guy here. Like this
wow.
is such a key
So
moment
cool.
with Magneto, and he took that and
that's
made it work. There's
He
another
also
one that he did for Vince on Thor, which is freaking awesome.
Wow.
I know he also worked with the Toronto Maple Leafs and a couple
Yep.
other sports team too.
Yeah.
We dove into his after I kicked you off the stream, Carl. We dove into his website and got to see a lot of the animations, and it looks very comic booky. Like it's really cool
Yeah.
to see different
Yeah.
elements.
Yeah, so as my day job, I'm a motion graphic designer. I do a lot of motion graphics for sports entertainment and just live events. So a lot of the stuff in my Instagram feed is kind of the combination of my two passions: motion graphics and comic book art.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Just the way you approach these things is amazing.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel, Kevin? I mean, you, Paul, you guys have witnessed kind of Vince's journey from day one. Now that we're here, would love to hear your thoughts and
Yeah.
on where we're at. Can you
Here.
believe it? You think
I know.
come out?
He's here. We can't talk about him right now. He's here. He'll be here.
I'll leave.
What is there to say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've known Vince for I met Paul roughly around the same time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2012.
Probably around 13 years ago as well.
Was it 13 years?
Wow, been a while.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're all like working on like our own comic book stuff, and we were part of an art group, and then just kind of doing the whole convention scenes together
Yeah.
on the
Way,
road.
way back in the day where we were splitting, a regular artist alley booth between the three of us.
Yeah.
Ugh, it was tight.
In fact, what's one of the most
Yeah.
beautiful kind of experiments here was the meeting of two worlds, because Terry, we talk about this sometimes, where there's this whole world of like the con scene. I call these guys the con artists. They literally travel to every single con, they set up booth, and they basically sell whatever they sell commissions, sell prints, etc. And I do feel like over the course of the last 20-30 years, the two worlds are now starting to collide in a much more serious way, because it's created this whole new economy. The way I like to compare it is, when we were growing up, you go to music venues to watch your favorite bands. But now the new generation goes to music festivals to see their favorite bands. And so in a very similar way, I do feel like comic book shops were kind of the music venues that still do exist, but now people like to go to the conventions to meet their, favorite artists, favorite creators and whatnot. And so even kind of, when I was exploring this whole comic book industry, I realized there was like multiple worlds that don't talk. There's like the digital world, there's the convention con scene, and there's the kind of traditional comic book industry, which really was through Diamond heavily reliant on traditional comic book shops. But a vision we've always had was, man, what if these worlds came together? And so it makes me really happy to see these worlds kind of come together today. Really just having Terry Howard, even having, everyone else here, Vince's crew. I mean, you guys are two of many people. Vince is very humble. He's very well loved. And so his super sketchy shows are just populated with convention artists and folks that he's worked with and grown with. That's kind of found the ways differently in how they actually monetize on their artistic work in comics. And so I think this is a huge celebration of what's to come, where I feel like when these two worlds together, it'll be able to flex all our superpowers to make something great.
Agreed.
Carl, I have a question. You mentioned earlier you found Vince because he was doing commissions and he was very much in demand for that. How did you know he would have such a strong sense of sequential storytelling? Because those are two different beasts entirely.
Sure. I mean, a lot of his commissions wasn't just like pinups. He did a really good job of like creating scenes. It's almost like the hero maybe in a certain pose, but it always felt like they were doing something. And so I think that was number one. And then two is I do believe that when you could capture that market and people can imagine your work in a visual form that they would love and want to pay for, I think that's very powerful. And I think, Vince, you could kind of attest. I mean, if we were to look at, let's say your Instagram here. Let's see. Where is it? I'm trying to figure out.
Open.
Here, Instagram here. Okay, cool. So I mean, this guy, like, we're launching his first comic, but this guy has 97,000, almost 98,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
And so,
there's at least one fan page on Facebook for him.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm like, this guy is like, and look at these guns. Look at these guns right here. My goodness. Like, I mean,
that's Photoshop.
Draw so much, it makes his biceps like bigger.
That's AI.
That's AI. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't want to brag. I'm keeping mine below the camera.
I don't know about that. Last time I heard that the sleeves just fall off his t-shirts, and he doesn't actually wear tank tops. He just gets into them and they just rip off.
I swear to God, that's how they come, man.
Sleeves just feel, why bother? Right?
Yeah, why bother?
Yeah. He holds his
it's not my fault it runs away.
So Terry, just to answer your question, I mean, I'll visually answer your question. This man, man of few words, but man, like even this, right? Like you're looking at this Red Dead Redemption 2, but this sketch is literally deep in thought. And so I remember like opening up some of these commissions and was like, man, this guy, man, like he could storytell, right? And you could see the reactions. And often, a lot of artists who has the level of followers that Vince has is probably out there working the scene, doing their thing. But he's just drawing, man. He's just a man with few words and letting the work speak for himself. And I would say that's the reason why I kind of knew that there was something. So when I reached out to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've this this thing called Load," and I started digging and learning more. And I think it was helpful to have Nick kind of give. Help put some of these words on paper, and then you help refining it. I think it was really powerful as a journey to, see what he could do. So I think that, in a very long-winded way of answering your question, I
see what you're talking about here. These aren't just pinups; these are moments, and you can sort of tell who's happy, who's contemplative, who's that's cool.
Yeah.
But one of the things Howard and I were even discussing this morning was that he knows to pull in for emotional moments, pull back for action moments, to move the camera around and do shots from below, shots from above, and giving us there's a dynamism
dialogue
to and leave room for dialogue. And there's a dynamism even to the approach to storytelling, not just the storytelling itself.
I'm going to have one last comment where I cavil over your work, and then I got to go because I feel like crap. It is for me the thing that got me from the first couple of pages. Well, that first scene in the book is amazing, and I won't spoil it for anyone. Just as a great introduction to a story. But throughout, what I always looked for in comic book art that drew me in is that I get pulled into the page, okay? And the way you do that, I mean, your willingness to do just an establishing shot of mountains or whatever, and then the next panel brings us a little closer, and the next one after that a little closer. All of a sudden, you're in the story, and I think something that and something that has been missing in comics, and I don't want to be the old guy that says back in the art day, is that too often the stories are on the surface of the page, and I feel like if you took the page and turned it sideways and go, you'd blow it all away. And this grabs you by the collar and pulls you into the world that you're creating. And it just really, again, as somebody who's been doing this a long time, I don't get to see this very often. I mean, yes, the rendering is great. So what? I want to see a story, and you've given us both here. It's beautiful artwork with a story incredibly well told, and so thank you. I mean, like I said earlier, you've gotten me. You got me as a fan, at least. So I'm looking forward.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what the main thing is, like trying to capture that, because the art and the story kind of have to flow together. You can't just have a good drawing and not a good story, or like the storytelling.
It's an organic process, and it's got to be the perfect combination of words and pictures. Yes. And too often, there are writers who will say, well, the writer is the most important person in the project because he's the only one. And I hate as a writer, I hate that. It's like, and then artists say, well, people only pick up a book because it's well drawn. No, it's got to be that organic, middle ground where you forget that you're reading a comic book. And that's what you gave me. Awesome. So thank you.
And it's all the disciplines. It's not just the art and story. It's the lettering. If you have bad lettering, you're taken out of a story. You really are. The lettering is supposed to sort of be imaginary. There's not real balloons floating over people's heads. So you don't want them to have a physical. Yeah, okay, Howard, that's your brain.
Oh, no, I've got a fever. They really are.
But that's that. They're supposed to disappear into the background, and the coloring's just as important. Comic books is a collaborative medium all around.
Yep. So, having said that, thank you very much. I'm going to go lay down now.
Thank you for joining us, Howard.
Coming by. Really appreciate it.
I'm sure I'll see you on the road at some point.
All right. Get well soon.
Heroes Con, Howard. We'll see you at Heroes Con.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Take care, Howard.
Take care.
He's trying to figure out
how we move. Not to mention, I mean, one of the things that as Howard was talking about, the books are like supersized as well. I mean, typically you get a 20, 22 page book. The books here, they are 40, 44 pages, and so everyone who basically backs this Kickstarter will really get to dive into the story. And I think that's what draws you as well, because he's not holding back. I mean, Vince is literally diving in and building artwork to make sure the story gets across. So, you know, issue 1 is 38 pages. Issue 2, I think we're at 44, and then issue 3 is at 44. I mean, yeah, we got a lot going on. So
yeah.
And as Howard said, the opening scene of issue 1, I thought it was just brilliant to just use that normal family to introduce us to this abnormal world. I mean, it is an entry point for us. We're not just diving in with superheroes and supervillains. We're getting action. We really are, but we're seeing it through the eyes of people just like us. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, because you want to get those few pages, even though it's short, you got to get that very moment, right? So, because I know some books will just drag.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we included that in the ash can, even though we had a limited, amount of space. I just thought that scene was a great intro.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, speaking of the ash can, I should actually maybe show everyone what you're talking about here. Let's see. I'm still trying to figure out how to work this damn thing. Let's see. We gotta remove this. Some studio here. Let's try this. Boom.
Nope.
Almost.
Wait.
You do it.
That's why we do live streams, so I could showcase what I could do with this.
I'm like, oh.
I'm gonna have a stroke.
Put us over on the right side of this.
That's weird. To show up.
I'm getting a headache.
But,
I'm getting dizzy.
I know it's here, so somehow, if you guys can see it, I can't enlarge that screen, but we'll record it. But this is the ash can. So we decided to go with a ash can, and so that had a sketch cover. So basically, for those of you who was able to visit Vince or Terry at one of the free comic book days, we actually had these available, and we still have some left. And what we love is the initials for Heroes Be Damned is HPD. So we made a little birthday card to and from. So for anyone who wants to get a sketch from Vince and give it away to a friend, we're all givers here, so we love that. And this, in a way, we couldn't include a 44-page ash can from issue 1, but what we did do was actually cut a special preview. And so in the past we would have a full issue, but because there's so much content from the series, we decided to do a content with different selected pages. So, all right. Can you see all this, guys? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Nate's really enjoying it.
Yeah, Nate's really making the magic.
I'm going to walk over and grab it.
You get the Kickstarter. So want to show this, as Terry mentioned, we do have this ash can, and it'll be available in different ways, including later today during the giveaway. But yeah.
Yeah, you get a sketch.
Sorry, guys. I realized I took everyone through like the most craziest transition of the stages. But we're also about 12 minutes from our official launch, guys. Ooh. So it's about to happen. Okay. And so what I figured we should do now is maybe just do a little bit of a review and immediate reaction to all the different tiers that we should expect to see today. And we could, double click on them later on with more details and answer questions from the audience. So here's the covers from issues 1 through 3. I mean, Vince, you want to kind of give us a little bit of a visual narrative of what you were thinking about for each of these covers?
I'd say you're trying to get into the character, but originally it was just the Dam's head shot only. And then I remember you messaged like, "Can you make it into like a full wrap?" I'm like, "What?"
Yes.
So, but just the fact that I was able to add that the back piece. So just the idea, I mean, the whole thing about the character is like, I mean, he's literally this demolishing everybody. And I just had this idea of like, if you look close to the character being killed or whatever, he's supposed to be like a speedster, and he's hitting him with a stop sign. I thought that was kind of funny.
Ah, yeah.
like he's unstoppable.
I love it.
Something I'd like to point out or just talk about real quick too is in reading through all of this, I love the fact that it's in black and white.
Yeah.
It's just red highlights everywhere. So for you folks who are getting ready to see some of the previews and some of the stuff that we're going to show you today, uh, it's pretty amazing to see just like the black and white scene for such a dramatic uh, composition that comes together in Heroes Be Damned, especially with the only real color is red for the most part. So highly recommend like y'all do what you can when we launch in 10-ish minutes. Get a hold of it because this is something exciting.
Yeah,
And I agree. It really lends itself to black and white. I think that's thematically sound. It makes the character pop, the main antagonist, protagonist, anti-hero. It makes him pop tremendously, which would be lost with color, I think.
Yeah.
Great.
I also think like when you do get those hits of red throughout the book, then it's like earned moments, and that red really has more of an effect as opposed to if everything's colorful all the way through.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's funny when I had my earlier book, when drawing the character, I didn't have a lot of black. It was just more like I'll just put it in gray tone and that was it. But then when doing this particular project, I wanted to go all out. So like imagine like inking this character like through the whole book. I was just like, oh man, what did I do?
But that's what I love about going black and white, and we had this discussion early on because we want to show off your inks because you go in, man, and I think that's the most beautiful part. So let's dive into issue number 2. Like, what was the thinking surrounding this cover?
And this one, it'll be kind of based on the character Victory a bit as well. And then you'll see that Victory is on the cover down there. And then above him, of course, is like his enemy, Imperial. So when you see that, it'll be a little bit more entail of the backstory in the book about Victory. And the Dam is just kind of like, he's not that big. It's just like, he's just in the background. And it's just fiery. But the cover will tell a bit more inside the book.
And the design is beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, it's going black and white, right? So the flames really make it like, it's all white, but you can tell it's a blaze of fire going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if you don't notice in the background, there's like just under the dam, you'll see the other character or him. I'll not say too much, giving too much away, but if you look a little close, you can see him in there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh yeah, it's a little hair.
Yeah.
Issue 3. This one is vicious.
Yeah, this one's a fun one. Like a lot of detail. Like he's in hell, and then making the cover all red kind of fits within the story itself. But just the fact that he's being engulfed by all these like creature demons and all that stuff, and in the background,
that's fun.
You just see the demon rider just kind of looking over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool to see kind of like the struggle that's going on over here with between him and all those demons and whatnot. It's so dramatic. It's really cool what you've done.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing around like originally. I think I was just having it all white and it'll be just blood, but then making it all red, I think it just made it stand out a bit more.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is definitely one of the standout images of the campaign. Speaking of the campaign, let's dive through a little bit of the offerings. While you guys who are tuning in today, we're about 5 minutes countdown, guys. It's almost like New Year's Eve, We're gonna give you guys a quick preview of what's to come. Day 1 backers, we do have another partnership with our friends at Vivi. For those who are into digital collectibles, this is the first time ever we're offering a gold edition of Heroes Be Damned. So all Day 1 backers at any level, you will get to get a code to redeem when we launch Heroes Be Damned on Vivi next month. As you guys know, Vivi has now been the go-to day in, day out digital collectible release for Marvel, Dynamite, Image. I mean, so many different books are now launched on Vivi. We were the first outside of Marvel. So Marvel is how they started. We're the first independent comic company. So we have a great relationship with them. And for this very special tier, I mean, it's an all-inclusive tier to everyone who backs on this first day. You'll get a gold VV #1 for Heroes Be Damned. And as always, we always have a forever thank you. We are grateful for our community. We won't be here without you guys. And so we have a forever thank you page. This is what it currently looks like. We have hundreds of names that has backed us on their day ones. And, some of these folks are repeat backers. And so I think we're going to have to put stars next to everyone who has backed multiple, Jane, if you're listening. Sorry, it might be a lot more work, but I think it'd be worth it because we are super thankful to the community. I think one of the third legs, I would say, of a comic book industry and comic books as a medium is, I would say, #1 is art, #2 story, and then 3 is the community who reads and evangelizes them. And so without you guys, our community, we wouldn't be here today. So I'll blast through the reward tier. We have about 3 more minutes. Tier 1 is the baseline Heroes Be Damned. As mentioned, these are super sized books, anywhere from 38 to 44 pages each. So you're literally getting like a really good set of art and story from all this. So tier 1, highly suggest you guys dive in on this. Read like mangas, but positioned like American comics. Tier 2 and 3 are very special. Tier 2, you'll have access to this special ash can that was very limited as a print run. And tier 3 is a holofoil cover. And I'll have something to show you guys on what that looks like later. Tier 4 is, speaking of magic, we'll get more into this later. Mr. Terry Kavanagh did work some magic for us, and we'll share more on what that means later. Mr. Bill Sienkiewicz, he contributed to a metal cover. And this will be Kickstarter exclusive, where you'll get to see Mr. Sienkiewicz's work on Heroes Be Damned being fully metal. And then we have a sketch cover tier where, you guys have seen Vince go to work. And, this is an example of what he does on these sketch covers. And so we have a limited 20 spots of this where Vince will actually sketch these covers and ship them your way on the Ashcan edition. And so we also have this is the original covers to the 3 books as another tier. These are very rare. These are also double page spreads. And so there's only 3. So it'll be first come, first serve. Whoever backs first will get first choice, second, etc. And then this is the ultimate tier, which is Vince's DPS. So this will be 2 11x17s, 22 by 17 tier cover quality commissions. And we have a limit about 5, I think, to these. And super excited to see what Vince pulls off on these. And I might back this tier myself. So yeah, it's pretty exciting times. So with that said, we're also gonna have some add-ons, which we'll get into later. I want to keep this as like a special little secret and for you guys to stay tuned in. So with that said, guys, I mean, we are about a minute-ish away from launching the campaign. How's everyone feeling?
Excited.
Very.
All right, I'm gonna change the screen, move it to the window, and give you guys a little behind the scenes. So this is what it usually looks like. Ready to launch. It's your last step to review the details below. We will transfer this and launch, and here's the basics. And I think we're gonna count down, and we're about 45 seconds left. And here's the current Heroes Be Damned launch page. If you haven't followed it, it's not too late to follow now in the last minute. And then, as mentioned, we got Mr. Vince Sunico, also Mr. Terry Kavanagh. You see his history in Marvel and his time at Marvel, not just as an editor, but also a writer. And we are here to bring you guys Heroes Be Damned.
This is going to be so cool, you guys. If you can, while you're watching, hit us in the comments with what you're stoked about so far. We're counting down. We have about 5, 4,
3,
2, 1.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy birthday.
Kickstarter.
Boom, boom. Congratulations. Project is
We're
live.
live.
Let me do
Yeah,
a quick
man.
All right, here we are, guys. We are
Thanks,
live,
Grant, for the
so now
countdown.
you can actually click and back this project. Woo! Let's go, folks.
Yes, be one of the first people to do it. I dare you.
Yes, now live. So
I
we'll
dare
visit
you.
the page in a second, but now that we're live, how you feeling, guys?
Pretty cool.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Always nerve-wracking
Awesome.
moments.
Vince, it's happening.
I know.
Vince, back it up right now.
Yeah.
And I'm so Nate, I think this may be a good time for a magic.
Sure.
Because we're gonna talk a little bit about maybe Bill Sienkiewicz and that cover. But before we kick that off, let me give you the floor.
Ooh. Actually, for this one, I gotta change my headgear for this one. I know. I'll put the octopus back on shortly. Just because this is
There you go. I'm
Okay.
getting
easier for people to see. Yeah.
I did not see a rabbit in there.
Damn it.
To those watching, Magic Nate is a magician. That's what I do. I do magic and I help out with the escape room community as well. And I think it all ties together with storytelling. But I want to share one of the most shocking things that I like to do in my show whenever I get to travel or perform. And I know I have noise canceling pods in, so you're probably not gonna be able to hear everything. But it's hammer time. It's gonna be a good time. There we go. Hopefully you guys can. That'll work. So this is one of my favorite things. Growing up, I loved going to the circus. I loved going with my family and my friends and like Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey's. Uh, but there was still like the alleyway where you'd see like the world's strongest man, bearded lady, famous reptile guy, things like that. But my favorite one was the human blockhead. And here
Oh.
I do have a genuine pack of nails, courtesy
no.
of not a sponsor, Ace. We have
Oh no.
6-inch 20 penny nails. And I know you're not going to be able to hear that, but this thing is solid. And this is a real hammer. And originally, I learned this from a friend of mine who used to do this with a railroad spike, but easier to travel with a 6-inch nail. The performer would do this. Go.
Oh no.
You guys are going to like this.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God!
haven't done anything yet. Wait. I want to make sure I get this.
Oh my goodness!
No.
Oh! Oh! God.
Yes.
Witchcraft. Witchcraft.
So that's a
Oh my
really good way to
God.
get your iron in.
Oh my gosh!
Hold on, let me see if I can get a little closer to my camera. And
No.
can you guys see the nail? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Is anybody else's nose running?
Mine.
Just
Whoa.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
That is
Uh,
okay. That's
Damn.
nailed it.
Wow, Nate, I'm gonna look at you very differently from now on.
So this will be available at
Very
247comics.com/shop. If you want this nail, just
Oh.
letting you know.
Speaking of our first giveaway,
The
Speaking of
nail.
the first giveaway.
I want that nail.
oh my goodness! Wow, what do you guys think? Well, about Magic
Oh, yeah.
Nate's first trick on air with us. Thank you for that, Nate. That was awesome.
Great.
No
Yeah.
problem.
All right. Will that work with a pencil? Let me.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm actually kind of curious myself. What that was?
we're all
You could
gonna
probably
try
do it
it
with a
after.
pencil.
No one knows where he came from.
Please don't.
All right. So with that said, now that we got to see a bit of magic, I would love for us to all react to the video trailer that's being launched today. So let me call this guy back. So I'm gonna bring on stage now our trailer.
Oh, here.
That he is the man in black.
Sorry, there we go. There we go. Can I say that? Woo! Here we are.
Hey,
What do you guys think?
That was nice.
If that
Yeah,
doesn't
I want it. I want it. I want to read it.
Yeah.
Back it.
That trailer is
Back it now.
wild.
I get it now.
That trailer
was
is
awesome.
wild, and so that was awesome. We got Mr.
It's amazing.
Chris Fellis, who's already in for the Hollow Pack and the Magic. So,
Yeah,
for those of you who are curious on what the Hollow Pack is, let me show an extra camera this time.
Chris didn't want the nail.
Yeah, nobody wanted the nail. What the heck?
He wants the nail. He wants the
Nothing on
nail.
the nail?
So I'm gonna add the camera to stage. I'm gonna bring it here, and then this is basically a sample of what the hollow foil looks like. So I think we're gonna have a different kind of foil for Heroes Be Damned, but for Bladesmith we had a very unique type of foil. Nate, how do we describe the type of foil that this was? Like a knife?
It was like Damascus steel. So
Yes.
we picked one for Bladesmith that was like Damascus steel. And for Heroes Be Damned, we'll make sure that we have one that matches the theme as well.
Yep. So we want to do something really special. You see foil covers, but we want to put extra investment into the quality. So we search far and wide to find the type of foil that reflects that of the story. So at the same time, Heroes Be Damned is being launched today. Bladesmith is being shipped. Our last Kickstarter being shipped this week, and will be available in store in our 247comics.com store in a few weeks. So pretty excited, but this gives you a good example of what's there. And so, yeah, I mean, let's go through the rest of our agenda, guys. Let's see.
That was a beautiful cover, that Bladesmith.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It was amazing. So I think, let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm like so bad at this kind of stuff.
Here we go again.
Oh,
We do it live.
it's a new
Doing
fun
it
ride.
live.
Do everything live. Okay.
I'm in the amusement park.
So I guess a couple of things we should do before we do this side is we should actually go look at the Kickstarter itself. So I'm gonna do that. Camera, present, share screen. Go back to this. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who already started backing us. With the first 10 minutes, we're at 1156, and so our goal today is 966.6. And so we're just starting up, and as we scroll through this together, as you guys saw earlier, what this looks like is, how do I hide this little menu bar thing on the side? Can I? I don't know. There you go. All right, there you go. Now you can see the whole page. So the trailer we just saw, you guys can see here for yourself. And then second to that is, you know, a lot of tiers that we talked about earlier, but now there's some pricing on it. There's an issue 1 overview. There's a little synopsis as to what this whole thing's all about on the different chapters. There's the different tiers, from tier 1 to tier 2, the sketch covers, the characters themselves, gives you a little bit more background. I mean, this is a bit of a tragic story, right, Vince? Like, what was the inspiration behind that? Because, you know, we all love father and daughter stories, but, you know, the daughter actually doesn't make it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the idea is like, even though when you see the character of the dam just like destroying everything, you always gotta look. There's always a story to everybody, pretty much, right? So you kind of get to like, not say you approve what he does, but then there's that one day that he turns, and that was like the moment with the father and daughter.
Don't give it away.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't give it away. Don't give it away. Exactly. And it's interesting, right? I mean, even as we were diving into the story, there was this whole element of murder mystery, right? Terry, like I remember you're very instrumental in making sure that was played up through the course of the storytelling. Like, can you share a little bit of an insider on what happened there?
I mean, that's really that and the title are the only contributions I really made, like I said, to the first issue, because Vincent and Nicholas had such a strong product already. But when you guys first spoke to me about it, you referred to it as, you know, partially a mystery. So I suggested we put in some suspects. You know, if you're going to tell a mystery story, introduce some suspects and make sure in the course of that you're not cheating the reader. And so I think Vince did it in a very, very clever way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you'll see that mystery thing.
Yes, and I'm not going to reveal that.
We'll get to that later. Don't worry, guys.
We'll get to it later. I mean, you know, at this point we're about $100 a minute, so we're now up to 12:42 in 12 minutes. In, so,
wow,
that's our goal.
Pretty exciting. So we'll kind of go back to our launch slides, because what I do want to jump to is a few things. So, you know, we'd love to hear from Terry yourself. You know, your relationship with Mr. Bill Sienkiewicz and what that was like when you know, some of your history and even you know what that's been like.
Sure. Bill and I go way back to when I was an assistant on the X books, and he was working on New Mutants. He's just a great all-around guy. He's super positive. He obviously, his talent need not be mentioned. And I've always looked for any excuse to work with Bill, and he's always open, or has, always been open to working with me. When we were doing those first projects for Inksmith, he gave me, you know, he just wanted to help me support the new company, so gave me a great deal on the Krasinski one, and then was also happy to do the one for my mother-in-law. He's never met her, but she's quite a pistol, and he got to know that through the story. And then was thrilled to ask him to do this, and this is perfect for him, because we took this approach of black and white with a splash of color, which really reflected this book itself. And Bill is a consummate professional and just a fun, nice guy to hang out with. I can't say anything bad at all about Bill.
Yeah, amazing.
The cover looks great.
Yeah.
Especially that we're going full metal on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny, when we first got that cover in, I thought to myself, well, he's sort of facing backwards. It might work better if he was facing the other way. So I sort of flipped it and looked, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Bill obviously knows what he's doing. It did not work the other way at all like it works here. It just lost all of its dynamism. It was all just being that the dynamics of it were just being thrown to the right off the page, whereas here it stays on the page.
Man, this is crazy. I could totally imagine like this being like a fine art piece, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
What was your reaction to it, Vince, when you first saw it?
Oh, I was blown away. Like I always like to see people take their own rendition, but this one I did not expect it. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Even the coloring to it, like, it really makes it pop. I was like,
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you remember what medium this was, Terry? Or what medium he usually works in?
He usually does mixed medium, so I'm not really sure exactly, to be honest. He did do it in such a way that the original art's available, so I don't think he did it totally digitally.
Okay. Those of you art collectors, this art is available from Bill himself, so it'll be cool to see who ends up picking it up. What are your thoughts, Paul, Kevin? You guys are artists. I mean, when you guys think about Bill Sienkiewicz, you know,
I mean, it's like right away when you see it, it's him, right?
Yeah,
and it's an interesting take. It's the cape is totally different, but it's you can see that it's him still. So it's interesting that he could still change the cape, but still keep the character intact.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's so much energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it still has that dynamic energy of like the book itself. It's it's also interesting seeing a leaner Loath, right? Compared to Vince's style, where he's like very bulky, right?
Yeah.
But he still has that imposing, menacing presence to him on the cover, you know?
Like it works.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
And I like that he chose to use pretty much the same colors that are used on the interiors of the book. It's not like totally different, so that when you open up the book, it's like, hey, there's no blue in here.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a strong believer in that a cover should represent the interior. It doesn't have to be artist, but it should represent the intent.
Yeah. It also looks violent. It looks bloody.
Yep.
Right.
But it looks so beautiful.
Beautiful bloody violence.
Yeah.
So, Vince, the original artwork is for sale.
Yeah, for those who are on the stream, I just put a link to the Kickstarter. We're now at 2440, 18 minutes in. So great work, guys.
Wow.
We still have 30 days to go, and always the goal is to just try to hit that goal as soon as possible. Our goal is 6,066, and so thank you in advance for everyone who's backed us already. Feel free to spread the word. So Vince, let's talk a little bit about the sketch cover itself. You made a bit of round during the free comic book day, so you did a lot of sketching, and so
Well, when you do convention, you do like sketches, but this was a little bit different, right? Where when someone did get the book, I offered a free sketch, and you can't just ponder and draw for a while. Like it was about like 5 minutes per sketch. It was like nonstop. Nick was helping me out, which was great because he was like talking, and then I was like just drawing. So he would just pass on the books. I'm just like going away. But it was like 5 minutes. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, it was. But like, say with this one in particular, it was kind of cool where it was pretty much open for like whatever they wanted. I'll just draw it, and it was like a mix of every type of character. But it was always nice when somebody says, "Hey, draw your character." I was like, "Oh, nice, yeah." And that was always a good sign when I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just drawing my character."
Has the design of your character Loath like evolved at all from like the first time you drawn him?
Oh yeah. Originally, it was just the mask, right? His lower body was different, but over the years, it was changing a bit. Originally, he was supposed to be covered with no eyes at all,
right?
And I realized, like, oh, maybe I should have at least one eye open.
It adds drama to it, actually.
Yeah,
it does. It adds a lot of drama. I like the one eye. I think it's strong. It kind of gives it that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, like, every time when I draw, like when you look at my drawings, and especially with the stories or even the pinups, I always find that it's important to draw the eyes right, because you can get like any kind of emotion, either it's anger or love, whatever. It's all by the eyes. If you just draw the eye, it's just like, okay. But if you notice, hopefully people notice in my drawings, you look straight to the eyes, and then everything you start to feel what's happening on the page.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you look at the dam or the little character, like originally it had no eyes, and as I was drawing out, like I think I should add a little bit more eyes into it. So that's how it came. And then originally he was like talking more, and then I decided not to have him not talk at all.
Oh yeah, that adds to the creepiness.
Yeah.
Anything he would say wouldn't be as powerful as what we, the readers, can make up in our heads that he's thinking. You know, it would dilute that. And to what you were saying about the eyes, you know, there's a lot of really talented comic book professionals that just draw one male face and one female face, and then they can distinguish those with a haircut or a scar or something. That is not the case with you. You have different shaped faces. That is a skill that's not common in the industry.
Yeah, because even like, if you remember, Terry, there's that one scene where you see the dam just turn and look over at Mystic. Like, even though his face was covered, I was still trying to capture when you just see his eye glance over, right? And I'm just like, that's what I'm trying to get.
It's in the body language, yeah.
Exactly.
So on the sketch side, I mean, this is a very quick sample of what happened in the shops.
Oh yeah.
Can the backers request anything and you'll draw whatever
they want?
Cool. And I'm gonna imagine, because you're working
not everything, right? Like, you know,
it'll be
be careful about that. There is a limit.
You're trying to get those backers drawing.
We all those internet people are like nowadays.
I want
that's true. That's true. You're making something a little
and DC universe. Yes.
So something very special. But there'll be more detail, obviously. But that's a good sample of where to start. And then, gosh, I think it's time for a giveaway. Nate.
We should do a giveaway.
Yes. Speaking of the sketch, this is a giveaway time.
Yeah. So you, saucy nuggets watching us right now, we want you to throw in hashtag HBD. That's like Heroes Be Damned.
Yep.
See what we did there. Throw that in the comments, whatever, from wherever you're watching. Share with your friends, make them watch the stream, and throw in hashtag HBD. And we're gonna do a live drawing of the special sketched ash can. So make sure you get those in. We want you guys to go for it. I'm putting it in right now.
I wonder if I could.
All right, everyone, just throw in the chat.
Throw it in chat. Hashtag HBD.
I'm not sure as well.
Yeah, there you go. Like that. Hashtag HBD. Thank you, Chris. Make your friends do it. Make your mom do it. Make your brother do it. Make your dad do it.
Yes.
Your cousins, maybe your ex, if you still talk to your ex because you're toxic like that.
Especially your ex. You should do
it.
Everybody should be throwing in hashtag HBD. We want you to win this special sketch cover ash can. Thank you, Chris, for sharing it on Facebook. Yes, share everywhere. Make this happen. And we'll make sure we get this to you while we're collecting that. Vince, do you enjoy, what are some of your favorite things to actually sketch out? Just like if for farts and giggles, you're sitting there, you're like, oh, I'm going to make a doodle. Like, what would you like do?
Yeah, I guess it depends how I feel, of course, right? But usually like the go-to type characters are like, you know, even like the dam, because all the details. But like a character like Wolverine, because when you look at him, he has like more wrinkles, more lines. Mm-hmm. So it's always fun to draw a character like that, as opposed to like Pikachu. I'm like, okay. You know, it's simple. I can draw it, but I'm just like, okay. But I'll make him more demon looking, then it'll make it more fun because it's more like line work.
Give him mutton chops.
Mutton chops.
Man, my nephew's in Thailand and he had this like mullet, but he cut it. I go, why'd you cut it?
Now you can't draw him.
Yeah, I can. I refuse to draw him now. So I'm like, whatever.
I see people bringing in that hashtag HBD. Please, come on, give me some more. Give Magic Nate some more. If you guys fill up all the hashtags, fill us up with hashtag HBD. I'll do another magic trick for everybody.
More magic.
Yes.
I just got back. And I'm also happy to report, guys. Thank you for the first backers. We're now halfway through the campaign mark at 5,236. So Thank you for that. Amazing on day one, folks. Let's keep it going. Share with your friends. Upgrade your tier. You will not regret it. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah. So we got 2 of the 3 covers have been sold, Vince. So man, original art. So pretty excited.
Nice.
We also have
look at that go.
Quality commission, DPS. So you got some work left. There's 4 out of 5 left, folks.
Oh, there's one already. Nice.
You're well over 50%.
Wow.
Yeah. What are we at now? Like,
let me shout out Raj. My buddy Raj was one of the ones who bought one of the covers. So thank you, Raj.
Nice.
Also Shaheen, my boy Shaheen, also back. So thank you, Shaheen.
Give us some solid hashtag HBDs. Come on, folks. I see you watching. I'm watching you watch us.
He knows. He's a wizard.
Yeah. I know when you're sleeping, and I know when you're awake. Wait.
You Santa?
I know we're pretty close to that. It's all the lumpia.
It's all the lumpia, man.
It's all the lumpia. Let's
Santa's
see.
Filipino.
Wow.
Oh, 54% of our goals so far. Oh, that's awesome. You guys are killing it.
Thanks for keeping track, Jane. Jane, shout out to Jane. None of this would have happened visually without her. She is
Jane.
Super graphic designer and marketing, creative manager as a whole. So anything you see in the marketing as well as on our books, Jane has been the one behind it all. So are we ready for this giveaway? We're gonna, Vince, you're gonna do a sketch, right, for whoever wins this, and they'll get
well, not right now, but I'll draw it.
Yeah, you'll do it
right now.
Yeah,
I'm like drawing it right now.
All right. So how do we do this drawing, Nate?
If you want to show it, you'll throw it on your screen, but I can just hit draw.
What am I throwing on my screen?
You are going to this.
So lost this kind of stuff. All right, let's see who wins. Arelas, thanks for always being a supporter. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Tony Knife, welcome. Arelas, you're a regular. Thank you. King Marvel in the building. He's playing for my Marvel chat. Yo, Paul, you're here.
Oh.
Paul, you're here. Carl, I gave you the link.
Surprise.
And just select a few things because I can see how many entries are in there for hashtag HBD. This is your chance. We're trying to buy you time. Throw in hashtag HBD. You have to tell everybody to throw it in there because it'd be awesome to get that sketch cover ashcan, especially with this Heroes Be Damned Kickstarter launch live, and we have the creators and their friends all up in it. Sweet. Yeah, and you should just be able to hit gain entry, get entries.
Here we go. So we start.
Yep.
Select entries, draw. We got 8 entries for today. All you 41 watchers, pay attention. Let's go. Who gets it? I don't win it because it'd be weird. that's your reward, Kevin, for coming on the show. So
you finally get to read it.
Congratulations.
That's so cool.
That's so good. Well, you know what? Let's you want to do it again? Only because
Sure, you want to do it one more time?
Yeah.
Well, we're good. I'm
Kevin
good
wants
friends with
two.
Vince already.
two.
You know?
You might have you have a wall plaster of his art already. So
Yeah, I've already got his art everywhere.
just we have to go for third. Third time's a charm. Third time's
a charm. There we go. Let's give it to somebody else.
It's like we just keep disqualifying
If it's Jane, that'd be great.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
She deserves it. Rella's been such a good supporter for all our streams. She's always showing up. So, Rella, thank you for that. You are the winner.
Excellent.
Hey, NSR, we have another drawing coming up. So,
we do have another one coming up. If you guys are bummed you're not going to get the custom sketch cover, we do have something else coming up. Yes, let's give snaps and congrats to Aurelis for winning it. But if you're bummed that you didn't win this one, I'm going to use a different hashtag. Actually, Carl, why don't we just start collecting the next one?
Yeah, let's start collecting the next one. And Aurelis, could you email hello@247comics.com so we could make sure you're taken care of? Email us your address, and then that if you could just screenshot this as a reminder for us, we could get this out to you as well. And yes, Nate, why don't we start working on the next hashtag?
Yes, the next hashtag will be #hero, all caps. #hero, all caps. So if you, Carl, on your screen, you want to do on your end of it all, since we're throwing it in, we're using #hero, all caps.
Yep.
And we're going to just start collecting it. So throw that in. Good. Thank you so much, Innocent Art. Start bringing that in because you guys are probably going to want what we're giving away next. It is going to be really cool. First of its kind. At least for 24/7 Comics.
Exactly. #hero. So speaking of first of its kind, why don't we talk about what it is that we're going to be giving away for #hero? Because one of the things we've and this came up in the comment earlier is we are known for this metal card tier. And so what the heck are these metal cards, you guys might ask? So let me show you guys what it is exactly on this extra camera. So what these things are, let's see. Okay, let me add this to the stage. So these are the metal cards. And so we have been creating them for the last 2 Kickstarters. We actually did not make them for Evermind. But these are metal cards, and these are based on the different titles. So for Zero Ghost, we had a set, and it was very popular. So we launched a set for Bladesmith. And basically behind them, they're kind of different because they want to highlight different characteristics from each of the characters from their books. And so Zero Ghost really focuses on like the intelligence, strength, the speed, durability, magic, stuff that was relevant to the book. For Bladesmith, they focused on their aliases, their culinary mastery, the signature blade, the ethnicity, affiliation. So those are the things that are important to the characters of Bladesmith. And so we are launching a 12-card set for Heroes Be Damned. Zero Ghost had 10 cards. Bladesmith have 8 cards. And with all the different characters, there's the hero, the villain, the antagonist. And for Heroes Be Damned, we will have a 12 cards. And what's going to be special about them is they're going to be 2-sided character cards. So one side is going to be a hero, and the other side will be the villain. And these will be add-ons. So anyone who backs this campaign can actually add on these metal cards, which I think will be fan favorites. And then furthermore, I will let Nate talk about this other add-on that's available.
Yes, I am so stoked about this. This is going to be so much fun. Again, if you guys are wanting the next giveaway, and we're going to be giving this away, put hashtag hero as I see a lot of people are doing it so far, all caps, HERO. Throw that in the comments. Remember, tell everybody to come to this live stream because we're awesome and hilarious. And the octopus head guy said so. So what we have coming up for you guys is Heroes Be Damned, the Deception game. We've created our own tabletop game, so you can play Heroes Be Damned with everybody, all of your friends, and if you don't have friends, you can make friends with this. This is our take on a social deduction game, and we want to make sure that we integrate a lot of the characters that you're going to meet within this series into the game itself as different roles. There's going to be 18 different roles. Each pack comes with 36 cards total, and it comes with a little instruction sheet and a custom tuck case that has Heroes Be Damned all over it. And they're all themed and based around the different characters. So we have people like Gaia, Mystic, who you guys don't know yet, but you will. Thomas, the Damned, everybody in there. And the goal is, well, if you're one of the Damned, then you want to destroy all the citizens. And if you are one of the superheroes or citizens, you want to get rid of and eliminate all of the Damned. And I highly recommend this. We have these coming in, and they're going to be so much fun to play. You guys, creator team, and Kevin and Paul, what do you guys think about this?
I like it.
Yeah, I didn't know that this was coming down the pipeline. This is amazing. Like, like
When do we play it?
When do we play it? Soon. We will be playing it soon. It is in production and coming to us now. So if you guys want your own tabletop game of Heroes Be Damned, the Deception game. Oh, this is my favorite right here. Instead of wrapping up this section, I want to talk about this. So here are all our different character cards here. Lion 1 is like, it's the space station that oversees everything in the universe, in the comics. So obviously that's going to be more of like the moderator position in this game. Everything with a white banner is on the citizen team. So these are normal people, the citizens, including 3 familiar citizens. Ironclad, there's Mentor, Mystic, Violet Viceroy, Dr. Magic, Gaia. Each one has, other than the citizens are just kind of the overarching thing, each one has a special ability. Now, on the flip side, on the red bordered cards with the red banners, those are the Damned team. So those could be considered the bad guys or just the opposition. Each of those has a special power on its own. And then the gray banners, they are on their own. They have their own win conditions. So they're on neither team, and they definitely can have their own sneaky ways of becoming the one and only winner of whatever round you're playing. Highly recommend this. I love game nights, and when I get the game in my hands, we'll be putting, you know what, let's commit to it. We're going to do a video of us playing Heroes Be Damned the game.
Oh, yeah, it's coming soon.
Oh, nice.
It is coming soon. So if you want this, if you want your own copy of the game, why don't you go ahead, make sure you put in hashtag hero, HERO, all caps, into the comments right now. Tell other people to do it, because even if your friend doesn't like to play games because they're sad, they can give you their copy of it. And so make them do it. We'll give you a couple more minutes to try to get your hashtag in there. Carl and the rest of the guys, what do you guys think about this? Like, other thoughts on our...
I think it's awesome, man. I think when you first proposed the idea, I didn't really understand what you were trying to do. But then as you and Jane kind of put it together and like these visuals come about and you guys submitted the project, I was like, dude, this is awesome, man. Like, I think materializing, gamifying this whole Heroes Be Damned universe I think it's a cool step one for people to understand these characters and their role in it. And so it's pretty exciting. I'm excited to get these in hand and for us to do some live play testing.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with it. So with everybody with hashtag Hero, looking at you right now, I think it's about time we draw.
All right, we're gonna draw. So, folks, this is last call. Hashtag Hero for Heroes Be Damned giveaway. We are giving up the Deception game. You'll be probably the first to have it in hand. And let me add this guy on stage, and then I'm gonna start collecting. Final call. Collecting. We got 5. Let's do the drawing. Ooh. All right. Let's see who gets it.
Oh.
Hey! Congrats! Woo!
Chris, snaps to you, buddy.
Thank you. And please email us at hello@247comics.com. And then we will take care of you, Chris. These are, I think they're on their way, right, Nate? I think they're on the way.
Yes, they're on their way. Production's almost done, and they'll be heading towards us, so we can bring it out to you. And if you find us at any cons, we'll probably have some on us, or if you find us, we're going to have that on us as well, so you can check it out. It is an add-on right now for our campaign, along with the metal cards. So if you want to collect some really cool things that you've never seen before, such as the double-sided metal cards, add those to your Kickstarter backing. If you want to have a piece of Heroes Be Damned to be able to play with your friends and not just read, then I highly recommend you add the card game on as well.
Yeah, in fact, while we're talking about add-ons and whatnot, I would love to share one more time what's available for Heroes Be Damned. So this is what it looks like. The Ash Can edition is more than just an Ash Can. It's also a sketch cover. There's a way for you to engage Vince in person or Terry in person for their signature or a sketch, or even just you can bring it to any of your favorite artists and have them sketch Heroes Be Damned as well. So it's fine. Like it's all love, but it's a great way to collect and something a little different. Think of this as our trailer. And this will be available at Heroes Con because this is actually where we're going to close out the campaign. So Vince, Terry, myself will be there. We'll be at the booth, and we'll have a good number of these for purchase, and even some giveaways there, as well as for sketch covers with Vince, as long as you're backing the Kickstarter. Other kind of great plugs is Bladesmith I mentioned earlier. This does come in a regular and a holofoil. This is a good sample of what you expect on the holofoil. As you saw, it's like a purple cover for Heroes Be Damned, so it's gonna look very different than what you expect. It's probably gonna be a lot more sinister. I imagine a darker foil that reflects the tone of the comic. Beyond it being comic, it's also a lot of inspiration from manga as a whole. Other books available on 247comics.com is Evermind #1, Evermind Zero Ghosts, Justin Jordan and Brian Ching, who worked on Star Wars for 10 years. And, of course, the Artist Edition, showcasing Sean Chen's works as well. And then the last thing I want to showcase, again, is the metal cards. That's going to be available as add-ons for Heroes Be Damned. We're going to have a 12-card set that's available. So if you already have the first 2 sets of Bladesmith and Zero Ghosts, make sure you grab the Heroes Be Damned set, because that's going to be freaking awesome. And, with all that said, let me bring us back to stage. We are now at 56.99.
Yeah.
4 minutes of launch. So congratulations, guys. How are you guys feeling?
Awesome. This is
Amazing.
great.
So this is day 1. This is the beginning. So we still got 29 more days to go. Thanks for the first 31 backers. Definitely want to thank Mickey Finnegan as well for playing this trailer. Amazing trailer. He always does great work when it comes to kind of visual design. And so if you get a chance, also really easy way to share this project is click here. You can find a short link. Just embed it in any of your chats of your friends who may be interested in Kickstarter. You guys will see me at all the Kickstarter groups on Facebook sharing this link today as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in today. I mean, last 15 minutes, I want to start landing and maybe going around and hearing everyone's thoughts and reflections. And then maybe actually before that, Nate, you have another special gift for us, right? As we start landing the ship.
Yeah, I can do a magic trick if you guys want.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not the nail again. We've already been through this.
Wow, I don't know if you did that to yourself. My God.
rail race, Mike?
It would have been very Heroes Be Damned, though, if you start bleeding.
Yeah, just let it drip down.
It sure was all bloody by the time the show's over.
All right. Let's see. I want to make sure you can. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, we can see it. But this is in the vein. This is in the spirit of the card game, right? You're gonna do a card game.
Yes, in spirit of the card game, the Heroes Be Damned, the card game, which everybody should add on to your backing. Growing up, I loved learning from Harry Anderson. Some of you know him as Judge Harry from Night Court. But he was a professional magician, and he actually worked the streets doing con artistry. And he taught me the original 3-card Monty. Hey diddle diddle, find the gal in the middle. But this is going to be 2-card Monty. If you don't know the concept of it, the con artist would actually show you 1 card. For here, I have the Ace of Spades because it's visual and everybody can see that on camera. So we'll put 1 down. This is 2-card Monty, not 3-card Monty. And we'll use the other ace. So the goal would be to keep track of the aces, figure out which one's which. And so the con artist would come in and very sneakily push 1 ace under the other and pull it away. I know that was super slow, but we're going to do this at lightning speeds just to make it more interesting. Let's see. So got the Ace of Spades, Ace of Clubs on the table. Remember, we were going really slow. You people at home, I want to see this in the comments. I'm going to start slow. Switch. Let's see if you can keep track. This is kind of weird watching it in the monitor. So now you have to tell me, what do you think's on top? Ace of Spades or the Ace of Clubs?
I gotta rewind.
Be kind, rewind.
I already got lost already.
Well, take a guess. Let's take
Clubs.
guesses across the board. You people watching live, throw it in the comments. What do you think is on top? Is it the Ace of Spades or the Ace of Clubs?
Clubs.
Clubs.
I'm going to guess it's the Ace of Hearts.
It's another nail.
It's another nail, yes. Just to show you, actually on top is the Queen of Diamonds, and the Queen of Hearts is right next to it. Something Harry taught me very early on is to never trust a magician.
What?
Because up in the pocket, yeah, we have the 2 aces.
Wow.
No way!
Rewind.
Yeah, I want to.
Wow, that's awesome. It's cool to see Nate in this element. You know, I was kind of questioning, Nate, if you could actually do magic after knowing you for like a year now, and like haven't seen you call magic, Nate, but haven't seen magic. So awesome! Thanks for showcasing your work today. Oh wow,
No problem.
Did you just cough out a deck of cards?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's the extra fiber in my diet. You just
Wait, what the heck?
I hate it when that happens.
Oh my god!
Excuse me.
Wow.
Anyway, so Heroes Be Damned is really cool. You guys should all back it.
Yes. It'd be even crazier if he actually basically spit out a deck of the actual Heroes Be Damned cards.
Yeah.
Before they've even been manufactured. They'd be like, that'd be next level magic.
That's how they come.
Magician, not miracle worker.
So working backwards, folks, we'll do a last review. of Heroes Be Damned campaign. Obviously, you know, we're landing our launch stream. The add-ons here we mentioned earlier, the metal card set, 12 card set. Tune in to 24/7 Comics HQ on YouTube for different previews to come, because we'll probably show some of these cards at a show in the next few weeks. Obviously, Nate talked a lot about our gaming set with all the characters. And I mean, Vince, you want to talk about some of the characters that you designed for the metal cards? Because there's a lot, right? You have 24 characters you have to put on the cards, front and back.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Imperial, he's in there for sure. Vladimir, Star Blast. Like each character unique in their own way. But I'm actually looking forward to see how it all turns out.
It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You
and actually, I'm sorry.
You introduced so many characters
Yeah.
in I guess the second issue that it's amazing. There's a double. It's just amazing.
Amazing.
There's a lot of characters. Yeah, looking forward to seeing them though.
Yeah. So I mean, what are you looking forward to drawing? I mean, these you know, cover quality commissions. They're double page spreads. They're gonna be huge. You know, I know you typically work a little smaller, but you know, I think you know it's gonna be pretty insane when these quality.
Yeah. I'm pretty open to like what comes through, but you know, pretty excited whatever comes in. But it's like, if it's Pikachu, I'll be like, oh, I mean, I could do it.
Okay, well,
give me more of a challenge.
yeah, give it a challenge. Use those details. Look at these lines, man. This guy and his line work is unmatched, right? His level of detail is insane.
Jack of Hearts. Have him do Jack of Hearts from Marvel.
Jack of Hearts, guys. Whoever is watching, get him to do Jack of Hearts. I mean, and here's the three covers from Heroes Be Damned, 1, 2, and 3. They are sold out, guys. Sorry to bring some bad news for you guys. Good news for us, but this tier is completely gone, and so we'll have to and we'll have to wait for the next campaign for more covers to be available. Congratulations on everyone who did get a hold of these covers. I think they're some of the most amazing works, you know, in Vince's career. What I've seen, he poured his heart into it. So, congratulations to that. Ashcan, you know, the sketch covers themselves. You know, obviously this was like a sample that Vince did at a convention, but I think knowing him, he's gonna probably go all out for you guys on this sketch cover. Yep, just a little bit, and there's only 20 of these. And then Bill Sienkiewicz, my goodness. This metal cover, I think, has been a blessing. You know, talking about Nate working his magic, Mr. Terry Kavanagh worked his magic as one of the first things he did with us was to bring Bill Sienkiewicz on this and create this metal cover for us. And it's only the proper treatment for you know, comic book royalty to give him this cover in metal for sure. And I think Terry, please remind us to make sure we get a copy to Bill as well.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, we showcased the holofoil cover. The Heroes Be Damned cover will be appropriately holofoiled. I do imagine some sort of dark foiling. I think it'd be awesome. Tier 2 will give you one of these sketch covers as well. These very limited edition ash cans that's only available at some of the conventions, free comic book days, as well as on this campaign. And last but not least, the base tiers of Heroes Be Damned 1, 2, 3. These are giant size, guys. I repeat, giant size. 38 pages issue 1 and 44 pages for issues 2 and 3. So they're gonna be awesome, guys. Plenty of stories, plenty of art, and you guys will have a blast. And especially day 1. Today is day 1. Backers only. You'll be in our forever thank you list. Obviously, if you're into digital collectibles, you will also have access to the VV Gold cover that will drop alongside our VV digital drop a month from now. And with that said, fellas, this is Heroes Be Damned. We're about to land this. Why don't I go around and share any last words as we close out the campaign? Why don't we go first from appearance? So, Kevin, why don't you go first? Any words for Vince and Terry and the team and backers?
Well, it's Vince, for as long as I've known you, you've been working on this project. So, it's great seeing seeing it kind of come to fruition, right? So it's really you've always been an inspiring influence in my life.
Thanks, man.
As an artist and as a friend and a fellow creator, it's great. Just kind of seeing things come together, and working with such a great team with Terry and Carl and Magic Nate.
Magic.
Yeah, it's just amazing, like seeing stuff all come together, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Awesome.
And Kevin, where can our viewers find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram under the handle GoMan7. You can find all of my links there too as well. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on and hanging out and supporting your dear friend. And Paul, speaking of dear friend, also a dear friend of Vince, any last words?
Dear friend. Any last words?
Famous last words.
Are you gonna heroes be damned to me?
Oh, I don't know.
Congrats, Vince. This is amazing. Like, oh my god. Of course, you're already over 50%. Like,
it's crazy.
Or pledged. That's great. Like, well deserved. It's very interesting to see the development from like you started drawing Loathe years ago, to where it's finally actually being released now. So looking forward to reading it, and then the next 3 issues after that.
Yeah.
Get back to your desk, Vince.
As his editor, I agree.
I gotta go, man. I gotta
go. And Paul, where can people find you? Our viewers today.
Best place would be on Instagram, also at Paul_Lemhenko.
Awesome.
Nice.
Love that.
All right. So, Terry, any thoughts? I mean, it's been a bit of a journey, huh?
It has, and really, the only thing I want to say is I want to thank you, Carl, and you, Vince, for letting me be a part of this, because I've really enjoyed working with the entire team, and particularly on this project.
Yeah, really been an honor. Been an honor, Terry. Vince?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Big thanks for everybody joining, man. I mean, like, thanks to you, Carl, so much, and Terry, Nate, the boys, and everybody like supporting, man. Like, it's been definitely like a hell of a ride, but it's like definitely fun, right? Like, and it's just starting too when you think about it.
So, just starting. It's just a launch. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
No, big thanks. Wait.
Give you a high
there we go.
High five. Virtual high fives. Wait. We can do this. There you go.
Nate, you want to close us out with any plugs? Now just wrap up the show. Lots of hearts.
Yeah, heart. This is like a really messed up Brady Bunch. Thank you guys for being a part of all this. This has been a lot of fun. If you guys want to be a part of the action, or if you are considering doing something a little bit more with our Kickstarter, highly recommend it. Grab your add-on so you can have the collector's metal cards, as well as our very first tabletop game, which I'm stoked about, along with being able to capture and hold on to art that is going to change the perspective of your view on heroes. And I think this is going to be one of the best things. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow all these wonderful guys here on their social medias and check out what they're up to and what they're doing. Along with 24/7 Comics, we're at 24/7 Comics HQ, and you can see what's coming down the pike. And if you want to be cool like me and you want this trucker hat, it's also on 24/7 Comics shop. Make sure that you're following along for the adventure. And I think the last thing I have to plug is for those who know and or want to go back. Actually, first, make sure you tune into the live streams that both Terry and Vince are doing.
Yeah.
We have Unhinged with Terry Kavanagh, where he brings on his friends, and we have great stories. Super Sketchy with Vince, where they do art and talk about life, and we have a lot of fun on there. So, in honor of Super Sketchy, I just want you guys to throw out a little hashtag Garl Fieri. That's GARLFIERI. If you know, you know. If not, you have to go back to at least Kevin's episode, and we're gonna make that happen. I'll post up
That's the
Carl
tier 8 reward, right?
the tier 8, yes,
Yeah.
the stretch goal tier 8, the starter kit. I'll throw up a starter kit sometime in the next week or two for you guys. Hashtag Garl Fieri.
It's just a box of just for men.
Speaking of a busy week, I mean, Terry, we have a busy week too. The next 2 days, we have 2 other guests for Unhinged. Who would you want to share who they are?
Stephen Platt tomorrow and Eric Larson on Friday.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
yes. So definitely tune in, folks. It's going to be a busy week for all of us. But with that said, guys, thank you, everyone. Paul, Kevin, Terry, Vince, Magic Nate, the true Magic Nate now, I believe. For all today work and be part of this launch. Day 1 only, so 20 more 9 days to go. And shout out to the rest of the team, Natasha, Karen, and Jane, who are kind of women behind the scenes who make all this work, and else we wouldn't be here today. So thank you, everyone in the community. Forever thank you, and we will see you next time. Everyone, please stay on to load your streams.
Yay!